Currently, the value of Indian rupee stands at 77.54 against the US dollar. It could be different by the time you're watching this, so essentially, let's say it's around the 77 rupees mark. The fall in rupee value means bad news for the economy and the common man, because it comes at a time when the nation is already burdened by high inflation. The falling rupee will only increase inflation even more, which will increase import costs, which in turn will increase the cost of your daily commodities. Okay, let's simplify this. The value of a rupee to dollar works on a demand-supply basis. If there's higher demand for the dollar, the rupee depreciates, which means the value of the rupee falls and you have to spend more rupees to match a single dollar. And if there's lower demand for the dollar, the rupee appreciates, which means the value of the rupee is increasing and you can pay lesser rupees for the same single dollar. This is how foreign exchange rate works. Now, there can be many reasons as to why the rupee depreciates. Take, for example, inflation, trade, geopolitical tensions, global economy, and whatnot. It's quite normal to see a gradual decrease in the value of the rupee over the years, but a sudden fall is what makes it alarming. And just as an FYI, the rupee was equal to the dollar when India became independent in 1947. In the mid-60s, it was at 7.5 rupees to a dollar, almost 65 rupees about 50 years since then, and now it is at the lowest 77 rupees mark. Now, keeping this in mind, let's note that India is a country that is majorly dependent on imports, from crude oil to fertilizers, metals, medicines, raw materials, or fancy gadgets. The most essential commodities come from outside, which means you have to pay for these in dollars. So with the rupee getting weaker, you'll have to bear the brunt of the price hike across all commodities. Now, how does this impact you directly? Let me break it down even further. Entrepreneurs and manufacturers depend on imported raw material and machinery for production. Now, importing these items will get expensive, increasing the production cost and straining their profitability. This means that the final cost of the product that you as a consumer will have to pay for goes up. On the health front, there has been a shift to quality treatment and international medicine in the recent past. As accessibility to world medicine grows, it's also becoming more expensive to get the right kind of treatment or medication that you would prefer. The falling rupee also majorly impacts fuel prices. We are heavily dependent on crude oil imports for petrol and diesel. This means a higher cost for oil and even higher cost for transportation. So the already skyrocketing price of fuel will only increase further. Ultimately, the cost of your day-to-day commodities like food, clothes, perfume, or even shampoos will all get expensive. If you prefer using international or luxury brands, the prices are going to shoot up even more because the price of the product and delivery charges will be higher. The cost of precious stones and jewels can also get expensive since India spends a big amount on these imports. Now, luxury cars and gadgets will take a hit. How many of you have asked your friends or relatives to get you the new iPhone from US because it's much cheaper? Now that is also going to get expensive because after conversion, the amount that you have to pay for the same product is much higher than earlier. You can say goodbye to the ideal summer vacation unless you are willing to pay a bomb, because with the high demand for dollar, you can imagine how expensive international travel and tourism is going to get. The major impact, however, of the weak rupee is on students that have gone abroad because they have to pay for their fees and their living. Usually, loans that students take to pay the fees are in Indian rupees and they are paying in the dollar. So even if you took an X amount of loan while enrolling and the fee is constant, you still have to pay more thanks to the falling rupee. To sum it all up, the amount that's going out from your wallets for your day-to-day expenses is only getting costlier for almost every product that you purchase. And if you ask me, the solution for all of this is just going to be higher salaries, but that is a discussion that you and I need to have separately.